Is Warren Sapp there with us, Fritzy?
Warren is standing by.
Hey, big man, how are you?
What's going on?
I'm curious your opinion here. When you see Randy Moss and Terrell Owens trying to come back, what's going to hold them back from a team signing either of these guys if they still show they have the ability?
Their own resumes, their own past.
Would you take a chance on either one?
No.
Let me start with Moss. Why not?
I've already played with Moss.
And
what Chris Carter said, first time Chris ever said anything that I agree with. I mean, the first time that, he actually said something with some substance. I mean, I just called Randy a front runner. I mean, I didn't want to say he had quit in him, but that's pretty much what it is.
But so you're talking about taking plays off only one of the...
No. Front running. When everything is good, it's wonderful, it's great. But when a little adversity hits, it's no. Don't ask me to help us come up out of this.
What about T.O.?
Come on, stop.
But he's got...
All right. His stop in San Francisco, he did what? Attack the quarterback in Jeff Garcia, correct?
He's
His
attacked...
stop in Philadelphia, he attacked the quarterback in Donovan McNabb, right?
Yeah,
In Dallas, he attacked Tony Romo, right?
I guess.
Went to Buffalo, said, okay, you got to shut up here in no man's land or nobody will ever take me again. Okay, he got out of that. Came to Cincinnati. Him, Carson, Ocho, none of them are there.
But what is it about T.O., though? He's 3 years younger, I think.
Okay, I'll just tell you this.
Okay.
Because I had a friend of mine that played quarterback with him on a team.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, Warren, if he running a comeback or an out in the route, like you want the receiver come back towards the quarterback like everybody's taught,
Yeah.
you'd have to massage it. You couldn't just yell, hey, Terrell, I need you to come back down the ladder, come back down the rail to the ball. You'd have to go over to him and be like, listen, when we run that play 578 on that 8 route, how are you looking at it? You'd almost have to, convince him to say, what he's doing, and then how about if you do this way? You have to massage it to give him the suggestion of, hey, listen, I need you here so I can throw the ball there.
But why?
Listen, man, I'll give you this. I was with him one time when he got ready to go to Buffalo. I walked up to him. I said, I see why you ain't in Buffalo. It's 72 in Miami, and it's 34 up there. So he laughed. He said, let me tell you the power of T.O. I said, wait. Stop. I said, is it different than the person that I'm standing in front of talking to now? Because I have a couple alter egos I like to bring out, but I just don't, carry them on my sleeves.
Who came up with third person? I hate third person.
Are you kidding me? What pedestal or crown or throne you sit on that I have to say something other than, who you are?
Who's the first guy who went third person? Was it Dion?
I don't know. It had to be somebody before Dion.
But Dion had an alter ego when he was prime time.
Was so great. He had 2 nicknames. Dion Einstein. See, you can't get me with a Florida boy. I kind of follow.
You got his back.
Walk around with chips on our shoulders anyway. I'm a part of that group. So when you go with Florida boys, listen, that's just the way we do it.
Roddy White has a problem with the commissioner making.
Listen, Roddy White has a problem with talking outside of his pay grade. That's what this is. Because Roddy White is the same receiver at the Atlanta Falcons that told us during the draft, man, I don't know what y'all talking about with Atlanta. They don't move up to kick people. Oops. Roddy, you told us you were going to be the greatest show on turf, too. Oops.
Well,
didn't even want a playoff game, Roddy. There's some other things you need to be concerned with, son, than what, RG1 makes.
But he has a problem with the commissioner making $20 million.
Isn't that not this year, but a couple years down the road?
Yeah, I think so. That will be his top end.
Listen, something my mother always told me. Don't worry about what another man making because you can't do nothing about that. What we have is 10 years of labor peace, and Roddy White can make a nice piece of change. So he might want to get this greatest show on turf 2 and his playoff and his championship runs going because his quarterback, and his coach hadn't won one playoff game. They have bigger problems in Atlanta than worry about what Rodgers doing.
Would you have a problem and you go to the post-Super Bowl party and you got Rob Gronkowski dancing in there?
Wait. I didn't know you have a losers post-Super Bowl party. That's a new one on me. When I won my Super Bowl and I found out they weren't going to let me pop my 2 Magnum bottles of champagne that I had brought with me, then I realized that's why there's a party at the hotel. I didn't know this. Yeah, I was learning. But I definitely don't want to hear about we lost, got whooped, and we was at a party afterwards. What?
But this is a guy
celebrating.
He's got a bum ankle, needs surgery on it.
Ain't no more football being played, and we didn't win today, so So what are we celebrating? That's a loser's party. Last time I checked, isn't that a loser's party?
Yeah, it is. What was your Super Bowl party back at the hotel after you guys roughed up the Raiders?
Listen, I'm going to tell you this, and this is the greatest story ever. Me and Dwight Smith, who picked off 2 passes in the game and ran them back for touchdowns, right?
Yep.
Jump in the car because my Jordan guy, Larry Miller, who's with the Portland Trail Blazers right now, they got him going good up there. But L.A. got him last night. So we go down. He calls me and says, listen, I'm down at the W. Come through. I got some ballers. I want to hang out with you. So I grab Dwight and a couple other people. We take off. Boom. We go down to the W. And the W has a rooftop party in San Diego, rooftop, little area that you can drink and everything. We walk up there, and there's about 6, 7, maybe 10 of 12 of us. We grab the ballers, and we go to bumping. Next thing you know, some say, Sap, look around. So I look around. It's nothing but Raider people there. I crashed the party, but I didn't see Gronkowski or nobody jumping around. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was kind of strange to me that was the activity that was going on.
Wait. You win the Super Bowl, and you end up crashing the Raiders.
A Raiders losing party on the top of the W, buddy. Yes, sir. Trust me, I livened that thing
up. What's going on with Peyton Manning now with Jim Irsay?
Oh, come on. Can we stop this charade and we talking daily? If you're talking, then tell us what you're talking about. Either he's going to redo something with the contract or you're going to cut him. That's it.
But you can't. Okay, you know Peyton. If you're going to sign him,
it's about price.
He's going to want to. He's going to want to play and get paid.
He wants $54 million, and he hadn't taken a snap.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! No, you can't do that.
But you can't.
You take the 26 or whatever you got the first time and walk. You're not getting another 28.
Yeah, I just it doesn't make sense.
I'm asking you, Dan. You gonna give him another 28?
No.
So let's stop this.
No, you have a chance.
Let's start the Peyton watch and let's blow the horn on NFL Network and let's have fun with who's bringing him in for a visit.
But this is what I would do if I'm Andrew Luck and I see that Peyton's going to come back, and he's going to want to play a couple of years. If he's healthy to come back, they're going to pay him that money.
Don't tell me you about to tell me Luck's gonna tell the Indianapolis coach, if you're keeping Peyton, don't draft me.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Peyton Manning knows this now. You're not a part of the process. You're not about to tell an organization what to do with their franchise for the next 10 years.
I don't want to go.
No. Pulled a coup at the NFL draft. Say we're not even
Warren.
Putting on a San Diego hat.
If you're Andrew Luck, do you want to sit for 4 years behind Peyton Manning?
I mean, it's over. It's not. That's not even.
Okay, but I'm just saying. I'm saying if
Peyton's not going to do that.
Well, I don't think he is either. But let's say he says I'm going to play, and he's going to play for a few more years if he's they sign off on him. So
But listen, man, the 4th surgery now. I mean, when does this stop?
Probably in the next week or so.
I'm saying February 29th. Normally, all big things happen on 11. 29 is 11. So. Leap day, we leaping forward. The franchise taking a big step. You know what I'm saying? That kind of, the leap day. Extra day of the year.
All right. Have a good weekend. All right.
You too.
All right, brother.
And don't ever say hope. I join you again, because those who live in hope die in doo-doo.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you.
I plan on you having me again, or being on the show again. Warren Sapp, the NFL Network.